Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. The search for Elijah Vue now in day 8. Yesterday saw an increased reward and an emotional plea from his family.
The 3-year-old reporting missing last Tuesday from Two Rivers. Elijah is 3 feet tall, weighs between 45 and 50 pounds, has brown hair, brown eyes, and a birthmark on his left knee. He was reported missing from an apartment on the 3900 block of Mishicot Road.
Brittany Schmidt joins us now live from Two Rivers tonight with a first alert update. Brittany.
Bill and Cammie, the FBI upped the reward to $15,000 for any information that leads them to Elijah or to those who are responsible for his disappearance. The hope is to bring in more leads and tips for police to follow. And according to a recent Facebook post from Two Rivers Police, the chief says they are getting more leads. A retired FBI special agent who spent his entire career investigating crimes against children tells me it can't hurt, especially if someone is reluctant to come forward. David Fallon says, yes, it may lead to some false reports, but that is why they likely have an experienced investigator triaging those tips. In that first alert update we just received, we learned authorities continue to use all resources at their disposal today, canvassing neighborhoods, searching waterways, and rechecking areas with canines. Fallon is also a trainer with the National Criminal Justice Training Center of Fox Valley Technical College. He's been following the case, and from the outside looking in, he says these cases represent a particular challenge to law enforcement.
They're up against time, number one, right? So time is not on their side because there is a missing child. We don't have a good explanation of what potentially happened to him. There's been no witness saying that he was abducted by anyone. I don't know the amount of information that they have from those who were involved in the case, the caregivers, the mom, the boyfriend type stuff. I would imagine that they are trying to corroborate all of the things that they have been told by those two, and that sometimes that takes time to do so, and maybe it takes more than one interview session with them.
We checked in with Elijah's family today. They are asking for privacy as they put all of their focus and might into their efforts of finding Elijah. Reporting live in Two Rivers, Brittany Schmidt, Action 2 News.
Brittany, thank you. Here's Elijah Vue's photo once again. Anyone with any relevant information has to contact the state tip line. The number you see on your screen is 844-267-6648.